Yeah, good evening, student. Good evening, guys. Hello.
Good evening.
Okay. I think we need to start data view, right? Okay, 1 second. Let me share my screen. Yeah. Um, sure.
Thursday today is right, sir?
Yes, yeah. The last Thursday only we have the class, and now surely I am out of the station. Okay. Okay, and data view, right? First, we will go for the data view. Okay. You can see whenever we need to practice anything on the data we bought, so there is one online editor they are providing. Technically, that we can call it as a data view playground. Just remember this name. Previously, this was maintained by the open community. Now it is officially maintained by the MuleSoft. Okay, so what is this one? Data view playground. Okay, so you can simply go here. It is automatically comes window like this one. What is this window is? This window is simply whatever the transformation function is there now, the same replica of this one. This is your input, this is your output. So depending on this logic, it is going to creating the output. So this is the simple thing it is following. Okay, now here you can see now we need to understand what is the data view, how we can write it, everything. So no need to go anywhere else. You can see it itself, it is providing tutorials. Okay, just follow this tutorial, then you can get the basic idea about the what are the functions and everything. Okay, today you can see I'm explaining from this place only. It is very easy to understand. We can go through the after completion of the class also. You can see, simply click on tutorial. Okay, so what is a data view? Anyone? Anyone? Any idea about what is a data view?
It's one kind of Mule expression language.
So data
It's a
view is
Mule
nothing but
expression
the
language.
yeah. So the data view is nothing but the programming language that is used to transforming your data. That means whatever the Mule you are learning. So for the Mule also you need to write this some programming part, right? So that programming part we can write by using this programming language. Okay. Now what is a data view? Data view is a new kind of programming language that is designed by the MuleSoft and to transform the data very easily. Okay, just like your Java, Python, data view also is one kind of programming language, and it is very easy to transform the data. We're not going to perform the complex operation by using the data view, right? So just it is easy. What is the main purpose of the data view? It is by using this data view, we can write the simple syntaxes to transform your data. Okay, so this is your data view. When someone asks the question, what is a data view? Data view is nothing but it is the programming part of the MuleSoft. By using the data view code only, we can able to transform the data from one format to another format. Okay, whatever the data view script you are written, depending on that one, you can transform one formatted data to another data format, or depending on your business logic, we can able to do it. So that is the data view. So when just like any other languages, it is a programming language, right? Definitely this data view always follows the some data types, right? So by default, the data view DW expressions, they are using the JSON data. That means whatever the JSONs are there, they are using the similar kind of numerical data, Boolean data, something. The same JSON structure it is following. You can see it is very easy. So you can see what is this entire thing. Anyone? What is this entire thing?
JSON payload.
No. I am asking what is this
Array.
entire input? Right,
Array.
array. You can see this is the simple JSON. The similar thing you can able to use the inside of your data view script. Okay. Now it is an array of object. Simple. Right now you can see, for example, you want to write you want to print the data, then we can use the payload. Similar, we up to now whatever the expressions you are written, the same we are using the data view expression. But here you can see what is the data type of age here. What is the data type of age? Number. That's it. What is the data type of last name?
String.
String. The same, whatever the JSON data types are there, we are using the similar kind of data types inside of your DWL. So that is the point you need to understand. Then the most important one is, you can see I'm simply copy this one. Otherwise, I can take it as a 1 second. I am opening the new playground. Now where it is? Yes. You can see here something data is there, right? So what is this one? What kind of data it is? object. Inside of the object, what is your key name?
Message.
What is its value?
Hello world.
Right. Then we want to print this one. Simply we can do this entire object is available inside of the what payload, and by using the key name only we can use it. The similar kind of syntax of JSON, right? Now you can see what is the main purpose of this or not. We need to understand how we can write your data script. You can closely observe it. Your data script is comes with the two parts. You guys are observed. The third line indicates the separation. So what is the third line indicates?
Separation.
So there are how many dotted lines are you are mentioning here?
3.
3. Whatever the data you are written above 3 dotted lines, this we can call it as a header part of your data view script. Okay. So whatever you are written above the 3 dotted lines, this we can call it as a header, and
Header of
whatever
data
you are written below 3 dotted lines, that we can call it as a
Payload.
body. Okay, just remember it. Okay, so inside of this one second. Oh, why it is. Yeah. So this entire thing we can call it as a body section. This entire thing we can call it as a body. Sorry, this is your
One
header
is
section. This is your body section.
body.
Okay. Where it is. 1 second, guys. Yeah. So this syntax we can call it as a anatomy. Now you can see first we can start with some basics. So what kind of data I am sending? How you can know that one? For example, I am sending this some string data, or you can see here I am sending some data. Okay. So what is this data? What is this payload? What data type of value you are written here?
Number.
How we can identify that one? So it's very simple. This is the basic one, but very important one. So the your data view script, they are providing the number of predefined methods just like your Java. Okay. So if you, for example, if you want to know what kind of input you are passing, then we can use the function called, what is this one? Type of. This function is most useful, guys. Just remember. So by using the type of function, this is the one of the interview question also. So by using the type of function, we can able to identify what value or what data I am passing. What's the data type? So what's the data type? This you can see I am not mentioning any. Then it is a numerical data. Then it is treated as a number. That means here also same thing. We no need to define any data type here. Depending on the value, its data type is identified. Now you can see similar thing. I am removing this one, and you can see 1.26. Okay, you can see. So there are no floats are there. There is no everything is treated as a only number data type. Right now you can see I'm changing the value like this one.
String.
Yeah. Okay. Now you can see I'm not returning any data, but when we're placing the double quotes, by default that is treated as a
String.
okay. For example, I'm writing 1 second. Oh, sorry. You can see, is there any single quotes are there?
No.
That's the point you have to remember. Okay. So in the DW, empty string or strings are must be enclosed in between double quotes only. So there are no single characters are there. There is no single quotes are there. Only they are allowing the double quotes only. Okay. So if you are seeing the numerical data type, string data type. Is there any other data types? Actually, this playground always giving the errors like this one. Let me write it on the notepad.
Boolean.
Yeah, that one is also important. Okay. DWL. What is a DWL? First, we can start with data view programming
language for MuleSoft.
language. Okay. Then here, what are the data types? So far, we are seeing, we are minimizing it, everything. The first data type is
number.
Number. What is the second data type we are seeing?
XML.
So strings. Okay. Now we are going to see
Boolean.
Boolean. So how the Boolean? True or false, right? Then here I'm written like this one. True. Because it's allowing the copy pasting. You can see Boolean. Okay. Let us say, for example, it is also, we are already seeing this one. What is it? What is
Object.
this one? So here
Object.
you can see, here there is most important one is, for example, someone asked the question. So you want to create an object. How we are going to create an object? So how you are going to create an object in the DW script? Then what is your answer?
We should
Between-
enclose that between flower braces.
So
Yes.
whenever you are placing the bracket like this one, it is automatically creating the
Object.
object, but it is a proper one. So
It's an
every
object.
object, what is the structure for this every object? This is the null object, right? There is no data is there generally. What is the structure of an object? What is the structure of an object?
It should have key and value. fields.
Yes, that's the one. Just remember. So there is another data type is that object. How we are going to create it? This is the one. So inside of this one, we need to write
Key and value.
Key value.
key
Key
colon
value
value.
pair.
Okay. So for example, you want to allow one more thing, then we can give key to colon value to
Value.
something. Okay. Same JSON structure. Okay. Let's say this one. Control C. Here you can see I am returning like this one. Okay. It is throwing an error. Anyone can identify what is that error?
String
Anyone? Yeah, where we need to put the
Double
string.
quotes.
So this one,
Values. Yes.
values.
yes. Then what about this one?
For
Okay.
key,
Again, it is showing an error.
for
Why?
key also.
But the
Key
key
also.
also we need to. This is the best practice. Just remember. So always you can place everything inside of the double quotes. Now you can see what is its data type. It is an
Object.
object. For example, here you can see I am just copying and placing something. Okay. Second, guys. Okay, you can see it is showing an error. Why it is showing an error?
Comma
You are not able to add the
Array we
multiple
should-
objects.
We
Square
should
braces
create
we can
array.
we should
Yeah,
have
whenever we need to access the multiple data, then we need to create a
Array
Array.
of-
array. Yeah, okay. You can see what data type it is. 1 second, guys. What
array.
is its data type? Array.
Array.
Now you got it. So these are the basic data types available inside of your data view scripts. By using this, we can able to perform everything. So how you can identify what is the data is coming? How we
Type.
can identify this one by using which function?
Type of.
Type of function. So this is the one of the interview question.
Mm.
Let's see. You can see these are the same basic things. Okay, script and automate. This part we can call it as a header part. This one we can call it as a body
Okay.
part and everything. Now you can see strings data, whatever data is enclosed in between double quotes, that is treated as a string
String.
and everything. The numbers means so numerical data, right?
Mm.
Then booleans means true or false. We can call it as boolean. Array, whatever the data is enclosed in between,
Square brackets.
Square
that
bracket.
is call it as arrays. And object means always
Parentheses.
data is in the form of this one, right? Now we are going to see one by one. So for the strings, what are the specialty on how we can perform different type of operations? Okay. Let's see. For example, I'm creating it. Some example here. 1 second, guys. Okay. Okay. So this is my data. Is it a string or it is an array?
String.
It's a string.
Is it a string? It is an array.
String only.
String only.
Sure.
Enclosed between double quotes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Then what is the collection of characters? What we call it as?
Character array. Array of
Right
characters.
now, then means this is an array, right? It's an
Yeah.
array of character with a special data type, that is the string. Why I'm
String.
repeating means because, so for example, maybe you already know in the Java, right? For example, I want to pick only first 3 letters of your data. It is a string. Then how we can get it first? I mean,
Convert to
first
array.
letter or second letter,
Concatenation.
something. So no. I want to
Yeah.
access the third letter of my data. How we can
First.
get it?
First we have to convert it to array.
Sure.
No,
you can see the string, whatever you are passing itself, it is an array. Now
Yes.
this entire thing is available inside of the payload. Now you can see everything is coming now. So what is your requirement? You want to
First
access the data, right? Now you can see 0 means which one it is coming?
Sample.
First
First one.
Zero.
Then we can go to 2,
Two.
second. Third means you can see. So here, whatever you are using, this we can call it as a indexing, right? So
Yes.
generally, where we can use this indexes over the array
Array.
only.
Array.
That, but you can see the same syntax it is allowing for this string because internally strings are using the array structure. That is the point. Remember. Okay. So here, what is my requirement? I don't want to print my third one or second one, third one. So I want to print first 3 letters.
0,
Got
1.
it? Then how we can get it the first 3 letters?
Specifying the range.
Yes, tell me how we can 0,
0
comma
to
1,
3.
comma 2, comma 3. This the way.
No, no.
Then how
Hyphen.
we can
0
specifying
to
the starting index and ending index?
Yes.
Tell me 0, hyphen 3.
2 or 3.
No, it is not coming. 0, comma 3. No, it is not coming. Then 0 to 3. Is it coming?
Yes.
Then you can see that means whenever we need to specify the range, what is the syntax for this one?
0.
0 mean this is the starting index, this is your end index. Okay, for example, I want to access the 5 to 10 characters. Then what is the starting index? 5. And what is the ending index? 10. That got it right?
Yes.
Then now you can see this is the one of interview question. Now I want to access, otherwise I want to access the last character of my string. Last character. Generally, how we can do that one? Last character.
Length.
Then tell me how we can get the length. Maybe you were talking about the length like this one. How we can get the length? LEN,
Payload.
GTH of the length. Is there any length function is available? No, right?
Length
Then otherwise, is there any len is there? No, that length is not available. Then how we
last
can
index
get
of
the
Last index.
last index of
payload? Sorry, last index.
last index of
Last index.
Yeah, last index of
payload.
payload. Then what?
Minus 1.
Minus 1. No, it's throwing an error. Now you can see it is very simple. So always, what is your starting index?
0.
0. Then it is following the simple. You can see payload within the square bracket. You can mention the negative index. The negative index always gives the last one. So first, like, for example, you want to access the data from the reverse order. Then we can give the -1 is the last number. -2 is the last second character. From the last third character, fourth character, fifth character, something we can get it. So when we mention the negative indexes, we can able to access the data.
From the end.
End
Reverse.
means
Left to right.
No, no,
Right
no.
to left.
Reverse
Right to left.
order.
Right to
Reverse
left.
order.
Reverse order. This is the what debate. Then you can see this is the one of interview question. So for example, they're giving the data like this one. You want to reverse this data. How we can do that one? We want to print the data in the reverse order. You already know how you can get the reverse order. -1. This is your starting
Minus
index.
1 to 0.
From then, which one we need to go? -1 to 0, right? Now can see this is, you can see everything. You can see you are accessing the data in the reverse order, right? This is your interview question. It's simple. Whenever someone asks the question how we can reverse the data means by using the
Negative index to 0.
negative index. Yes. Okay, -1 to 0. So by applying this one, we can get the data in
Reverse order.
reverse order. This is the one of the interview technical question, guys. Just remember, because all of a sudden they can ask you to share your screen and open the data view playground, and they're giving the simple data and they're asking the question like this one. So in those situation, maybe this question is they are expecting how we can reverse the data, how we can access data in the reversingly. So these are some basic questions they're asking. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, then you can see the next one. The same thing, we can go for the arrays. You can see. So this is an array, right? Otherwise, first we can go for the numerical data, then we can go for the string. This is also an array. Now we can go for the, so you already know what is an array. Array always is in the form of square bracket. Now you can see this is an array. I'm just copying it and I'm placing here. This is an array. Then you can see the payload. So you can see the array contains homogeneous data or heterogeneous data.
Heterogeneous.
That is the point you have to remember. Just like other programming languages, it is not stick to the homogeneous data. Inside of an array, we can able to pass the string data, numerical data, and everything you can able to pass it. Okay.
Yes.
The same logic. For example, I want to access the first item. Then how we can get it? It's
Payload
an
of
array. Within the
index.
square bracket, we can able to mention the index. That's it. For example, you want to access the data in reverse order. Then tell me
-1 to 0.
-1 to
0.
0. Then you can see your data is reverse order or not.
Yes.
So this is the one interview question. Okay, the same logic. Just remember again in the future we need to write the same logic. Then there you can understand what is the purpose of accessing the data in reverse order. Okay, so this is the way we can able to access the array elements with the help of
Negative
indexes.
index.
Okay,
Indexes.
so let's see what are the other thing here. You can see everything. Then we can go for the an object. Okay, so we already seen this one. What is an object? Object always is in the form of key and value pair, right? Let us say, is there any data is available? Yeah. Okay, this is my data. I'm just copying it. Let's understand it. I think we already spent much more time on these objects. Okay, so you can see it is throwing an error now. Why? Anyone
We
can
should
tell?
access it with the key.
Because
Yeah.
it is an object,
So
not array.
because it is an object, for the object we are not going to give the ranges. Then you can see how we can able to access the data from an object. You can see this is the one, right? So how we are going to access the data inside of an object means, so inside of an object everything is identified by the
Key name.
keys, right? Then you can simply give the payload dot that particular key
Date.
name. Then we can access that particular value. Okay, so the payload dot date time, that payload dot day of the week, you can see. So whenever we want to access particular data from an object, then we need to give the
Keys.
key, right? Okay,
Keys.
so
Yes.
for example here what is my requirement is I want to print only these two is in the form of an object. Then you guys tell me how we can get it. So I want to access only these two is in the form of an object. That means first I need to create an object. Inside of that one, these two values I need to place it. Okay, tell me how we are going to create an object here.
Flower braces.
That you can see. So whenever I'm placing the flower braces here, you can see what is our output. Object. Now for the object, so you need to provide the key, right?
Key.
So generally whatever the key is there, I'm just copying and I'm placing here. For this key, I need to provide the value. Where is your value?
Payload dot
This
data.
entire thing we can call it as a payload. You want to print the entire payload, only particular key.
Dot date type.
Then payload dot
Key.
date time. Now you can see you are already created an object with the single key, right? Then you want to access one more. Then you can put the comma. Then you can here you can go. You need to create the. We need to create a key, right? So here what is my key? I want to print this key. Here you can mention whatever the key you want. Just remember. So for the value we can get the data from the payload dot day of. Now you can see. So whenever someone asks on how we are going to create an object means this is the way we can able to create an object. Got it, guys?
Yes.
So the simplest way of accessing your data. So creating the flower braces means it is automatically creating an object. Inside of an object, we need to create a key and value pairs. So this is the way we can able to access the data from your object. Okay, now we are going to see this. You can see So most over you can see your object contains the homogeneous or heterogeneous.
Heterogeneous.
You can see,
Heterogeneous.
for example, this is my input. Let us see how we are
Same
going to
as-
access this. Sorry.
Same as array also contain heterogeneous
Yes, same thing.
in mule. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it is throwing an error. Anyone can tell me
Payload.
what is
Payload
this
error.
one? What is the error?
Missing body expression.
No, for example, maybe data is coming like this one. No. Here, okay. Let me share. This is
Payload
the
error.
payload. Definitely, it is throwing an error. Why it is throwing an error?
Unexpected character.
We don't know, right? This is the one. Just remember, the guys, don't go for
Curly
anything
braces,
deeper
open braces.
because you can see my data is not in the proper format. First question,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Is it proper way or not?
No.
We don't know, right? So whenever you are getting any data, when you're printing the payload, something like is coming, first we need to validate whether this is a valid JSON or not. If it is a valid JSON, then we can go for the logic side. Is there any wrong? First, we
Yes.
need to validate. How we can validate it?
Online validator.
JSON
JSON
validator.
So you
validator.
can simply go to the any online validator, then you can so JSON lint. I think yeah, you
Blend,
can see.
yeah.
Any so there are number of things are there. JSON lint is the easiest one. Then you can see validate JSON. You can see it is showing an error. Why? You can see
Error string.
expecting something 1, 2. So this is the right. You can see this the one we need to place inside of a double quotes, right? Now you can see. Let's see. Previously already seen this one. Yes, right? Now you can see we are getting the data or not.
Yes.
So just remember, don't always go for is there any mistake inside of the logic code, or maybe sometimes your data is not in the proper order. Then only in that situation also we are unable to get your logic result. Always first you can validate what is your input is coming. Is it in the proper format or not? If it is proper format, then there is a mistake inside of the logic, and we can go and identify where is that mistake is happened. Okay.
Yes.
So always just remember. So previously this one. Now what is my requirement is I want to access this value. Tell me how we can access it.
Payload.2.
Payload
Dot two.
dot two,
Two.
right? Excellent. For example, this data is in the form of object only. I want to print it. Then tell me.
Curly braces.
You can simply placing the curly braces. It is going to give it.
No, double
No,
quote.
a key value we have.
So what is
You
the
have to
key? For example, here I am giving the key equal to key 0, 1. You can see that means the key is user defined. Whatever the key is you are mentioning, that is automatically mapped here. And whatever the value is coming, it is automatically comes here.
Yes.
Okay. So there is no rule is there. Whatever the keys are there, we need to use the same key names. That is not the true. So here, whatever the custom name you want, you can able to mention it, but the value must be coming from this one only.
Object.
Okay. So for example, there is a I want to print like this one. So there is a key 2 is there. For this key 2, I want to print this value. Tell me how we are going to access that one.
Payload.3.
One
D
second.
dot
Oh,
A.
yeah. Tell me payload
Dot
dot
3.
3. 1 second. 3. You
Dot.
can see again
dot
dot
A.
A. Why again I am placing dot here?
It is nested
D
object.
is also an
Because
object.
this is a
Nested object.
nested object. That's it. What is the meaning of the nested object? There is an object inside of another JSON object that we can call it as a nested
Yes.
object. How we can access the nested object value? Simple one. Parent value, then subchild one, then key value.
Key
So
value.
this is the simplest way of accessing your data. Okay.
Yes.
For example, here there is one more key is there. That is the key 3. Let's see. So here I want to access this value only. Only one.
Payload.1.
Yeah. One second. Yeah, what is this one? Yeah, tell me. Payload. So what is the key value? It is the 1. You can see when we payload.1, what is the output it is showing?
Array.
But
array.
here, what is your expectation? You want to
The-
access only the value.
Of
So how
zero,
you can access the value inside of an array?
Dot
index we should mention of zero.
Of
0.
0. That's it. Got it, guys? You
Yes.
can see in this example, we are seeing this on how we can access the nested object, how we can access the string value, how we can access the array index. As you can see, this is the complex data type. Got it?
Yes.
In the
So can
single
you mention,
example. Yeah, sorry.
can you make a change inside that input payload?
Yeah, which one?
Some one in front of one in that array. You
Yeah,
separate one
yeah. We
comma.
made that means multiple items, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. And then we can increase our range 0 to
0 to 1, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Just want to check. Yeah. So it comes as a comma separated new line. Okay.
Because you are accessing the multiple items, all the multiple items always by in the form of array only, right? That's why it is showing array.
Correct.
Okay.
Got it, sir.
So this is the way we can able to access the data inside of an object, inside of an object, inside of a
Nested
string,
object
something.
array.
Okay.
Yes.
So you can see that means we are completed the basic data types of your data view: strings, number, booleans, arrays, and objects.
Mhm.
Okay. So, and the next important thing is the most important thing is that is, so there is a multiple data is coming inside of the CSV file or XML file inside of an array, inside of something is there. But so how we are going to access the data? So that means how we are going to read the data, how we are going to access the data very easily means, so we need to use different, what is this one?
Selectors.
Selectors. So selectors are nothing but the how we are going to access your key names, single instance or multiple instances or something that is indicating of your selector. Okay. So it's very, very easy. Just following it. You can see first we are going to, you can see there are, so totally how many selectors are available?
5.
5.
And you can see. So this is the one of the interview question, guys. I think this is the one.
Selectors. Reading from the
So how many selectors are available?
5.
5. What is the first one? Single value selector, index selector, range selector, multi-value. I think we already seen this one.
Yes.
Index selector means inside of an array we can able to mention the index value, then we can get that particular one. Otherwise we can able to mention the range from the starting index to ending index, then we can get it. But the most importantly, you can see these three are very, very important. So what is the first thing?
Single value selector.
So what is the symbol we are going to use it for the single value selector?
Dot.
Okay. So what is this one?
Dot star.
No, just read out this one.
Multi-value.
Multi-value selector. I will explain with the example, then you can understand, but read the names. So there is one more thing is that is
Descendant.
so for the descendant selector, what is the meaning means there is a double dot is there, then that is call it as a descendant selector. Okay. So these are the 5 selectors we can able to use to pick the data is in the form of array, in the form of object, anything. So by using these 5 selectors only, we can able to fetch the data. Okay. Let's see what is the data they are providing it. Okay. I think we already seen this single value selector, right? Payload.age, payload.name, payload dot something. You can see that means the single value selector at a time it is going to return single value only. Okay. Here you can see this is your entire payload. You can see output. You can see this is the format. How sorry. So where it is, you can see 1 second. This is my input. It's very simple. One by one we are going to see it. I am removing everything here. So what is the payload? Payload is coming name, age, dynamic age. So dynamic is something, right? What is their requirement? Okay. So I want to print the array like this one. I think we already seen this one.
Yes.
This we can call it as comment lines, just like Java language. You can see this is my input and I want to print my data like this one.
Hmm.
Okay, tell me how we can write the logic.
Opening curling braces.
So what the first thing is, always remember what kind of data we are going to create it. Is it in the array? Is it in the object?
Object.
Then how we can create an object?
Curly braces.
Curly
Curly
braces.
braces.
That the first part is completed, you can see. So you are just
Yes.
created the data inside of, sorry, in the form of an object. Then what is your first key?
User defined key name.
No. What is your first key?
Fixed.
Fixed.
String.
The key names are common, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
string.
Then what is the value it is coming? 29, right?
Age.
You can see there are two values are available. 29 here, inside of the age is there, right?
Yes.
Then tell me how we can get this one.
Payload.
Yeah, payload
Dot.
Age.
age. Now it is coming, right?
Yes.
Then here you can see the dynamic. So what is the dynamic key? It is the age. Here you can see, instead of placing the key name here, I want to place the value here. That is my intention, right?
Hmm.
Mhm.
Then what is your key name here according to this
Dynamic.
one?
Dynamic.
Then we are placing here. Now you guys tell me. So we need to place whatever the dynamic key is there, its value is age. So this key, whatever the value of age is there, that value should be coming here. Then tell me how we can print this one.
Payload dot age.
Payload
Dot.
dot dynamic
Dynamic
key.
key.
So when we, you can see when we use the dynamic key, it is coming as the age. But what is the value of age?
Dot.
Dot?
Dot age.
No, dot age. It is not coming.
No. Value of. We have to use value of.
We should
Yeah,
get
tell
the value of the dynamic.
How we can get? That is the right. That is my question. How we can get the value of age?
Value of dynamic.
Tell me how we can get it. We can see it's very simple. Your entire data is available inside of the payload, right? Here we need to pass the
Key name.
right. So what is the key name?
Age.
Right. So how we can pass that one?
It will serve the purpose only with age also, right?
Yeah, tell me. No. Here the 29 I want to print here. The 29 is available inside of the word age. This age value is available inside of the dynamic key. That means whatever you are placing, automatically this age field is coming, right?
Yes.
Then
We
what
have to
is
use
what here is
payload
there
of
anything we are going to do it? This entire value is in the form of age, right?
age.
So again, what you need to do, this key is
Dot.
available inside of the payload or not? We need to check
Yes.
it, right?
Yes,
Payload
payload
dot
dot.
that particular one. Again, it is
Yes.
showing an error. Why? Tell me. Because they are getting data like this one, right?
For square bracket.
You can see that means here there are various ways are there to access the data inside of an object. Instead of accessing the data inside of an object by using the single dot operator, there are several ways are there. Just remember, so today I'm not going to cover that the single value selector, all those things, but remember, so there are so many ways are there. You can see it's very simple. I'm placing this entire thing inside of a square bracket and it is coming data, right? So what is the meaning of the square bracket? Always square bracket indicates indexes, right?
Yes, array. Indexes.
Right. That means inside of the square bracket, I am passing the index. So what is the index here? I am passing the key name.
Key.
Right, that means payload dot dynamic key, that means it is coming the age. So whatever the key name is having the age, that value here I want to print it, right?
Yes.
Now you can see that means sometimes we need to use
Square bracket.
curly brackets or square brackets.
Square brackets.
Square.
So this is also we can call it as a selector, and these all selectors we are going to see in tomorrow class, because these we need continuous class, don't worry. So there are several ways are there. We are going to see single value selector, multi-value selector, and everything.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
but we haven't used that single dot here. Payload
Because
dot.
you can see the payload means here,
If I give a single dot.
then it is automatically throwing an
And you can
error,
remove
an
that.
object, right? Then you can see previously we tried this one only.
No. Just replace those curly braces, this round bracket with square bracket.
This is the one we're talking about.
Yeah.
Uh,
Make it a square bracket.
Yeah.
Here.
you
Yes,
can
square
see
bracket.
payload dot square brackets.
Yeah, after dot. Yeah. Here also.
No.
No, okay. So how come?
No. There is second syntax is there inside of the square brackets. You can mention your key name, then it is automatically coming that particular value. That is your second syntax. You can see. For example, here I want to print the name. This is key name, na? The payload
Payload.
inside of the square bracket, you can able to mention that key name. It is automatically coming here.
No, we have to give payload dot name.
No. Key name, right? What is
NIS.
this key name? Name,
NIS.
right?
Yes.
You can see it is coming right. So don't worry, I will explain this syntaxes and everything tomorrow. But just I'm mentioning. So what is the meaning of the selectors means by using the selector we can able to pick the data from your input according to your requirements. That is the one. Okay, so there are
Yes.
different ways are there: single value selector, multi-value selector, descendant selector. So all those we will discuss in tomorrow. Okay, so because tomorrow class is very important, without knowing the selector, so we are not going to do anything.
Yes.
So tomorrow we have the we can close the selectors and everything in tomorrow. Don't worry. So that's all for today's guys. You guys have any doubts in today's session, you can ask it. Tomorrow we will take some extra time and we will say whatever the times we are lost at the Friday and last day. Okay, don't
Yes.
worry, I will cover all the things. I will speed up it, right? Because data view tomorrow we are going to close this all the selector and we are going to see some complex examples also.
Yes.
So that's all today, guys. Okay, that's it. You guys are able to follow it.
Yes.
Yeah, for the data view, just practice the same day only. Just remember.